Growing up in the house, me and my sisters had a lot of rules, it seemed, that we had to follow from our parents. Things like making sure that we did our chores, being home on time, not messing up our room too much. Just a lot of things that like a lot of people probably had when they were growing up. And sometimes, you started to feel like this is just an infringement on my freedom. Mom and dad, you need to let me do what I need to do. This is way too much for me to have to worry about. I don't want to just be subject to all these rules and laws of the house all the time. And it took a long time before I could see that there was something more to it. Even if mom and dad maybe didn't intend it, when we had rules in the house, when we had things that we were asked to do, things that we were to follow and abide by, those rules, that they allowed us to live more in harmony. In fact, they allowed us to live in harmony with each other as brothers and sisters, but with our parents as well. Everyone kind of pitched in, everyone did their part, and by following those rules, it helped us to live together well. And it's the same sort of thing in the family of God, that God gives us the law, God gives us things to follow so that we might live together with Him. All of the things that God commands of His people are so that they can have greater relationship with Him. They're not ends in themselves. Sometimes it seemed that the Pharisees and scribes in the gospel, they have made things all about following the rules and then pointing out the ways that people didn't do that well enough and then shunning them for it or making them feel ostracized for it. But Jesus reminds them that it's all about a relationship with His Father. Today we hear in the first reading that God gives Abram a new name of Abraham. Because he has been faithful to God, he has put his faith totally in God. He has shown that he wants to have relationship with this God. And so God gives him the promise that he will be father of many nations. And there's only one requirement he asks of Abraham. He says that you and your descendants must follow the covenant that I have given you to the 1000th generation, or for the ages unending. Meaning that they simply have to continue to follow what God has prescribed so that they can live together in harmony. If they don't, then it's really hard to live together in harmony. God gives us these commands, these rules, if you will, not so that we might just be put down in some way or that our freedoms are somehow limited. Actually, true freedom is being able to follow God. So we ask the Lord today to help us to understand better His commands, to better understand the precepts of the church, because they're not about keeping us locked up or shackled. They're actually so that we can have greater freedom and have a better relationship with our God and Father.